Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I have discussed the high yield facts of 10 important medications which are used in neonatal intensive care unit. First drug is ceftriaxone sodium. Now ceftriaxone is incompatible with calcium containing solutions, so do not administer with IV calcium containing solutions or products mixed or administered simultaneously via different lines. Fatal reactions may occur involving calcium ceftriaxone precipitates in the lungs and the kidneys of neonates. Second important drug is dopamine. If phenytoin intravenously is given to the patient who is already receiving dopamine, this may result in severe hypotension and bradycardia. Therefore, use with extreme caution. And do not infuse dopamine through the umbilical or other arterial catheter, because extravasation may occur and this may cause tissue necrosis and slowing of the surrounding tissue. However, if this occurs, then treat with phentolamine. Third drug is digoxin. Now correct electrolyte disturbances, especially hypokalemia or hypomagnesemia, prior to the use and throughout therapy. Hypercalcemia may increase the risk of digoxin toxicity. Now, digoxin is contraindicated in second and third degree block, idiopathic hypertrophic subaortic stenosis, and atrial flutter or fibrillation with slow ventricular rates. Fourth important drug is atropine sulfate. Now, this is contraindicated in thyrotoxicosis, tachycardia secondary to cardiac insufficiency, and obstructive gastrointestinal disease. In low doses, atropine sulfate may cause paradoxic bradycardia secondary to its central action. Another drug is ranitidine. Now, use of H2 blockers, especially in preterm infants, is associated with increased risk for late onset sepsis and fungal infection. So, routine use of gastric acid suppression by this drug in the neonates should be avoided. At number 6 is diazepam. Now, during the administration of diazepam, observe for and be prepared to manage the respiratory arrest, because rapid IV push may cause sudden respiratory depression, apnea or hypotension. And administer the conventional IV diazepam undiluted no faster than 2 mg per minute. And do not mix diazepam with intravenous fluids. At number 7 is ketamine hydrochloride. Pre-treatment with benzodiazepine 15 minutes before ketamine may reduce side effects such as psychic disturbance, increase intracranial pressure and cerebral blood flow, tachycardia and jerking movement. Also monitor heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure and pulse oximetry during ketamine administration. Observe for CNS side effects during the recovery period, and have equipment for resuscitation nearby. Another important drug is nitroprusside sodium. Nitroprusside is not suitable for direct injection and must be further diluted in 5% dextrose water before infusion. Now, nitroprusside can cause precipitous decrease in blood pressure, and if it is not monitored, it can lead to irreversible ischemic injury or death. Now, nitroprusside can also give rise to cyanide ion, which can reach toxic lethal levels. Now, sodium bicarbonate. Use only when adequate ventilation is confirmed, and avoid extravasation. Tissue necrosis can occur due to hypertonicity of the sodium bicarbonate. And the last drug is calcium chloride. This is contraindicated in ventricular fibrillation or hypercalcemia. Also used with caution in digitalized patient. Now, chloride salt is preferred to the gluconate form during the cardiac arrest, because calcium in the chloride is already ionized, while gluconate requires metabolism to release calcium ion. Now, calcium chloride precipitate when it is mixed with sodium bicarbonate, so avoid mixing these two solutions. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel.